The 2024 Ninja 500. Is it a great bike or is it too slow for the road? Let's talk about it. Alright, so the seating position on this bike is super comfortable. One thing to mention, I did switch out these handlebars. These aren't the original handlebars. When I bought this bike, it was actually crashed. I fixed it up. I didn't want to buy the OEM bars. I wanted something that was a little more aggressive, so I got these nice clip-ons. But overall, the seating position it's not too committed, but it's also not upright like on a naked bike. So I do like it. It's a nice in-between, and personally, that's kind of my favorite way to be seated on a motorcycle. Not too committed, but also not super upright like a dirt bike or anything. Let's talk about the beauty of this bike. Overall, the look is just amazing. A few things are not OEM on this. These are brand new fairings, like I mentioned before. Previous owner had crashed this bike. I bought it and rebuilt it. So those are, I think they're fairings from NT Fairings. That's why there's no decals on. There's a little gap here. I think that's just because of it's an aftermarket seat. That's what it came with, whatever. Another thing to notice is these mirrors are not OEM either. They are some cheap Amazon ones, whatever the guy bought before me. Now it's too cheap to get new ones. Look at the front of that bike. She's a little thick, but it looks good. And then, yeah, the exhaust is also aftermarket. The guy put that on. But yeah, it's a really nice looking bike. This bike has a curb weight of 377 pounds. And honestly, it feels super duper light and nimble. I love 400s. I started on a 400, and one of my favorite things about having a 400, minus obviously there was no power, so that did suck. The best thing about a 400 or 500, I'm gonna call this thing a 400 the whole time because I still just consider it a 400, but the best thing is the weight, how nimble you are. You're super light. It's easy to throw into corners. It's just a good weight. You don't really feel like it's too much to handle, like you're gonna drop it, especially if you're a beginner. That might be a good thing. So for a 400, dude, the sound this thing makes is insane. The crackles when you're downshifting. And honestly, I'm not somebody to like the sound of a flat plane twin. I really like Yamaha's cross plane, the CP2 engine. The sound that makes is incredible, but honestly, this is the next best thing when it comes to twins. I love the sound this bike produces. What does our acceleration feel like? Not bad, dude. Right now, 7,000 RPM, 70 miles an hour. We're cruising. I don't feel like it's an uncomfortable RPM. I feel comfortable. The bike's not screaming too much. There's plenty of power to pass people, honestly. I don't feel like I need more just to pass people. Maybe if I was going 90, 100, then I'd be like, where's my power? I can't pass. But if you're going the speed limits, nothing too crazy. You have plenty of power to pass, plenty of power to accelerate and get out of the way if you need to. Overall, it's a pretty comfortable bike for the highway. You are limited in top-end speed, but I don't think anybody buys a 500 for top-end speed. You know, it has a small engine. It's more geared towards the beginners and people that are trying not to kill themselves. I'm on a Ninja 500 and it's winter time. Overall, is this a good bike and is it a fun bike to ride? Absolutely. The reason I'm keeping this bike is because I daily a MT-07. I want to trade that out for MT-09. Haven't done it yet. Anyways, I daily an MT-07 and I want something full fairing, a little more aggressive, that I can kind of take into those twisty roads without going too crazy, and just have a good time. And I think that this bike is perfect for that. It has a good balance between power and weight. You're obviously not the fastest person on the road, but you have plenty of power, and I just really enjoy the overall feel of riding this bike. So if you're thinking about getting a Ninja 500, I would say send it. I absolutely love this bike, and I think you will too.